It's a people, it's a community, it's a life, it's a heart, it's a spirit.
Parents of gay children say, I want my son, my gay son, to have the same opportunity to come to me and say, hey, Dad, I'm getting married, as my non-gay son or my non-gay daughter.
The heck would you want a picture of a tattoo of $1,000 on your penis for?
You might just need to satisfy yourself sexually alone at that point.
Do I regret it? Not one bit. Did I think that I would actually take it the next step and do it again?
And what goes into their life, how they handle it. There are 12 houses, and each one of those houses has a particular function.
Look into yourself, think about it, and just be whoever it is that speaks to you.
Okay, well, hello and welcome to Talking About. My name is John Griffith, and I am on location in scenic West Hollywood, California, and I am talking with a familiar face to some of you. For anyone who has not met Bryan Levinson of Strength in Numbers.
Know my
welcome.
face better.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you not bundled up.
That's right.
When
that's
last
right.
we spoke, we were outdoors and freezing.
much less cold. So
well, that's I guess supposed California for you.
That's right.
So I appreciate you inviting me out here to continue our conversation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and I'm glad I could have better weather for you.
Well, we are talking about Strength in Numbers, and for those who did not see the first program, what is Strength in Numbers?
Strength in Numbers, our acronym is SIN, conveniently. Strength in Numbers is a non-profit social network for HIV-positive gay men. And we started here in Los Angeles with a lot of our events here in West Hollywood. This is the Pacific Design Center behind us, one of the landmarks of West Hollywood.
So I'm told that there's a kick-in after Oscar party here.
That's right, there is. And then at Morton's just down the way. And my stepmom has spent a lot of money in this place, so I'm a little angry at them. But we do social support events. So really, instead of looking at being an emotional support group, which a lot of HIV positive people go to seek emotional support, particularly after you get that
I'm just going to twist you while you talk here.
As you get that diagnosis of being HIV positive, you need to go to get emotional support. One of the things that happens when you start living with HIV is that you start realizing that you want to bond with other people like you, and particularly for gay men, that they want to meet other gay men who are living with HIV. And the first thing that really comes about is dating. Disclosure issues. So that's really how Strength in Numbers came about. We started with a potluck right up there in the Hollywood Hills that was just for single positive gay men. And about 50 guys showed up. We advertised it on a website that was just for HIV dating. And that was 5 years ago. So now we're 5 years old, and we have chapters around the world. And New York is our second largest chapter. Maybe soon our largest chapter. It's just booming.
I keep looking at the numbers on the website, just the membership listings, and they're as of this taping in the mid 800s, I believe, the number of members.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
It's very neck and neck.
It's amazing.
Is there a friendly competition in that area?
No, I don't think so. I think one of the great things about SIN Strength in Numbers is that we really have been collaborative. And that's really been my focus since we started. One of the things that I saw, and it's grown organically, so it's not something that I had this idea I was going to build this global network. That really just happened because guys really wanted something in their own communities. But what I saw in Los Angeles, which I think was unique to other cities, was there were a lot of different HIV agencies. Los Angeles, because of being in Hollywood and being a more open-minded city about HIV, gay issues in general, but about HIV in particular, I think we've always had a really good funding level. So a lot of agencies that made it here could make it here, while other agencies in other cities were not as successful, particularly during the Republican Bush change, and a lot of funding got cut. Los Angeles kept a lot of their agencies, but what I found was a lot of these agencies didn't like working with each other, or just didn't have a tradition of working with each other. partly because they were all competing for the same federal grants.
Okay.
And so it was competitive. And I wanted to be an organization that stuck to our mission, stuck to our focus, and worked with all the agencies so that our members, HIV-positive gay men, would have access and information from any agency and not feel like they were getting restricted, because I didn't feel that that was going to be serving any of us in this common battle that we fight. So I've always looked at it as collaborative, and what we do with a lot of the Strength in Numbers chapters is we work really closely with each other. So even though I look at the numbers and I say, oh, LA is maybe not as big as New York, in the end, if New York overtook LA, that would just be fantastic, because it means that that's one more guy joining Strength in Numbers and finding support, and I cannot be upset by that.
Exactly.
And we work with, we try to work with other local positive support groups as best as possible and try to collaborate with them as well. That doesn't always work out as best as I'd hope. People can be a little territorial. They can be just as focused as I am, but you know, I don't try to take that personally. I let them do what they need to do, and I try to still stay open-minded and stay collaborative.
Right. Well, I mean, you're not trying to compete. That's a key difference. You know, you're not competing, as you said earlier, you're not competing for the same dollar that other groups are. You're a common thread that can be within any type of organization.
That's right. That's right. But even with other POS social groups.
Okay.
POS meaning HIV positive. That's the
lingo.
The lingo, the nickname. There can be some tension. I think that people get put a lot of hard work into their groups, and they get very proud of what they're doing, and I certainly never want to get in the way of that. But I also know that we're very proud of what we're doing, and if we can work with any group possible, any agency, nonprofit group, company, you know, we're trying to work more with for-profit companies, a lot of whom support people with HIV, and a lot of gay men use their products, like Manhunt. If any of you have been on Manhunt, if you're a gay man, you know about Manhunt. It's a website that's specifically for finding nice sexual encounters for an evening. And they've been really great about posting our ads, and we've gotten a lot of promotion through that, because it's one of the biggest things that faces us is since we're not really taking in a lot of money, because we're not officially a nonprofit yet, although we hope to work on that, we don't have a lot of money for promotion. So a lot of our work a lot of our information comes from word of mouth, how we get the information out about our organization.
Right, and you're, just because Manhunt is more sexually oriented, you're more socially oriented.
That's
and we want to make that clear.
That's right, very clear. We are a social organization. It's not sexually oriented. You know, we let guys talk about sex freely, and I think that sex is incredibly important. I know it's incredibly important to me. So I never want to damper that, but I also want guys to know that explicit sexual content is not allowed in our groups. Any discussion about sex, and a playful discussion about sex, I think is very healthy, and I encourage it.
Right.
And guys are very respectful of that. I think they really welcome it, because there's so much of the gay community has been sexualized. And I think that, you know, heterosexuals face that with the sexualization of women, objectification of women. You know, and women face that in reading any of their fashion magazines, that sex is used to sell a lot.
Right, it's all about the act and not...
And it's all about the image.
Right.
It's really about the act and the image. And that's true in the gay community, just like it is with the mainstream society. That a lot of things that are targeted towards gay men are sold with a body.
Right.
And you know, one of the challenges for us is to be able to break through into that market where we can appeal to gay men without going and using the same stereotypical images, while still getting their attention in some way. And sometimes that does take something, an ad that's a little bit sexy, but hopefully involves more realistic depictions of gay men, particularly gay men with HIV.
Okay, so I mean, just to covering the whole spectrum of the community. that you're reaching out to.
That's right, that's right. And one of the things that we're doing in Los Angeles, now that we're in our 5th year, we're kind of in a rebuilding phase. So it's great that you were out here at this time, because, you know, any organization goes through these ebbs and flows, and I have been focused on building strength in numbers around the world, and Los Angeles is a big, busy town, and you have to stay popular and active. And our membership, we've gotten less active in our organization, and I really wanted us to be a strong foundation for the rest of our organization around the world. So I was lucky enough to have some amazing volunteers come into my realm recently, and they've got a lot of energy, and we're really looking to reinitiate ourselves. And one of the things that they talked about when we were looking about how do we get guys involved back in our organization was reaching out to all gay men who are HIV positive, and that's showing the diversity of our community. So that is guys who are from their 20s to their 50s or 60s, and also showing different racial groups, guys who are black, white, Asian, Latino. And then also within HIV, you've got guys who've been living with it for several decades, and guys who just tested positive very recently. And they're all going to have a different perspective. Right, I mean, and the
newly positive is probably, well, may well be in panic mode initially and needs some hand-holding.
That's right.
Guidance.
That's right. And for guys that have been positive longer, there are some side effects that have come along with that. And there's facial and body changes that may have been may have resulted from taking meds. And that's one thing that I think guys who have the side effects, typically lipodystrophy, which is in the face, can feel self-conscious about that. And I want us to be able to show that they're part of our group. So when we do our new ads and we do our new promotions on the web, we're really going to try to get as many different images as possible of our membership so that we can show that we really represent the entire community.
Okay. And in the new outreach, what are some of the plans that you're looking to take the group in? What directions do you want it to go? Activities, social support, and things along those lines?
Well, as I told you over lunch, really our main goal is to try to bring back natural-looking go-go boys. No. I'm really opposed to shaved go-go boys, but that's a completely different.
That's a topic for a whole other show.
A whole other movement. You can sign on my website. I'm going to try to bring back hairy go-go boys.
Naturalgogo.com.
Naturalgogo.com. And but in terms of our group here, what we're really trying to get back, and one of the things that we really tried to do was get guys active on our message group, because that's one of the best things about our group is that it's one HIV positive gay man helping another HIV positive gay man. And it's not about isolating ourselves or eliminating anyone else who's got HIV, but I think gay men have a lot of things in common. We have a lot of shared experiences, and when you're living with HIV and you're gay, you have that many more unique experiences. And I think if you bring them guys together and they're able to share with each other their experiences, they're going to be able to give each other so much information and unique information that they wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. And on our message board, when guys ask about taking certain meds, I mean, I take HIV meds myself, and sometimes they give me stomach problems. So I asked on the group a while back, a couple weeks ago, what can I do about these stomach problems that I've got with these meds I'm taking? And I got a bunch of responses back, great responses that would have taken me all day to try to get the same answer from my doctor, from an AIDS agency, from
or even just
website.
Even just crawling the web on your own, trying
to go on the web on my own. These were guys who had really gone through this, and it doesn't replace professional medical advice, but it augments it, and adds to it in a really valuable way where, you know, and they were giving me practical tips, like if you go out to a nightclub, take your meds with you because you don't want to have any problems when you're at the nightclub, and, you know, simple things that another gay man would understand. Or if you're going to go on a date, take this medicine, you know, an hour before, so you make sure you don't have stomach problems during the date, because you don't want to have those problems then. And your doctor might not think about that, or you might not see that on the web, but another gay man's going to know, hey, you know, here's something that gay men are important to them. And some other things is that we're really going to try to get guys active in our city. We have this amazing city. I mean, look at this beautiful backdrop behind us. And there's so many things to do in the city culturally. And I think Los Angeles is a metropolis of a lot of mini cities. There's a lot of...
Right, I mean, whereas yeah, the New York community is, you know, it's not just Manhattan, but it's Manhattan. Manhattan is a central point. Manhattan is a small island.
That's right.
And it's very focused, and it's grown up. The LA area.
With the boroughs around it, and people identify with their boroughs, but I think everyone's comfortable in gravitating to Manhattan if they need to go to an event.
LA doesn't seem to have a central focal point.
And LA does not have that central point, and that's a advantage and a disadvantage. It's an advantage in that we've got a greater diversity in some degree. We are able to spread out more, and it's a disadvantage in terms of trying to bring guys together and trying to find events and activities that are going to draw in guys from all over and not feel isolated that we're not reaching out to their own community. And so by spreading our events out around the city and getting guys involved in the city itself, going to see plays or musicals or movies. We just tried to plan to go see movies at the cemetery. And some guys made it out for that, and we're going to get more proactive in that. That's something I learned from the New York chapter.
Yeah, that's just not randomly going to a cemetery and watching a movie. That's a little more specific than that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. No. We don't set up our own movie. This was it's an LA event every summer. They show movies at the cemetery, and it's a big activity. And we got a group of our guys to go, and they're going to go to the Hollywood Bowl. You know, we're going to do we do bar nights. We're doing whitewater rafting. I'll be rafting next weekend. And we hope to do snowboarding in the winter with training lessons. And another thing is also looking at our mission. Are we here to be just a social group and to have fun? Or can we be something bigger than that? Can we be something that not just allows guys to have fun together and meet other positive guys and maybe find a date or two, but can we do something that empowers them so that it has a lasting effect on improving their lives, while also being able to provide a really fun time out on the town? And I think we can, and that's really something that we're focused on. And we're coming up with those concepts and trying to certainly never lose our grassroots feel or our grassroots spirit.
So yeah, I mean, just from what you're saying, there's a lot of different types of events that you've got in the works. So it's not, well, I wouldn't say exclusively the New York chapter scene has a very strong turnout for the bar nights, and you know, a lot of other peripheral events that are a little bit smaller in scale. But everything is not revolved around a bar.
That's right. That's right.
Because there are plenty of people in the community that don't go to bars for various reasons, whether they just don't feel comfortable there or whether they're in recovery.
Well, we have a lot of people in recovery. I don't drink myself, so I don't go to bars to drink. You know, and actually I host the bar night, and I know that it's just one of our activities, and that we do events in people's homes. We do dinners out on the town. There's a weekly breakfast that we got going, started 4 years ago, and trying to get a healthy array of activities. So it's not exclusive to the bar scene,
right? Which
is a predominant part of gay culture, but it doesn't have to be. And I think you're really right in saying that that's not for everyone. But it's interesting with the bar scene. When we had our bar night, a number of the guys who went, it was their first time being out in a social situation where they were in a space where other positive, where there was, the theme was HIV, where it was HIV positive gay men getting together for a night out at a bar. And this was like a public outing for them. And it was very empowering to them. It was the first time they'd gone out in public and let somebody else know that they had HIV. Now, it wasn't in a central gay neighborhood, so a lot of their friends would see. We try to make it private as best as possible, but it still was a public venue. And these guys were there at a HIV night, HIV positive night, and that's not something that everyone's comfortable with. But for guys that can really make that transition, I think they gain a lot of confidence. And they don't have to go and tell everybody in their lives. In fact, that's probably not appropriate sometimes. But for this one guy in particular, it was a watershed moment in his life to go to this bar night.
Okay, so
just mainly because it was a public setting.
Right. When it's in a public setting, is it? Do you generally get the places exclusively, or you share with other?
It depends. Sometimes we don't get the space exclusively.
Okay.
I try to pick locations. If we can't get the space exclusively, I try to pick locations where it's not going to be in the heart of, like, West Hollywood.
Okay.
So that if somebody is out with their friends, if they come to an event in West Hollywood, their friends might not see them go into some HIV event.
Right.
Which and then learn they have HIV and their secrets out. They don't have any control over their privacy. Right. We try to pick venues that are a little off the beaten path.
Not necessarily secrecy, but privacy.
Privacy. It's really about privacy. Every gay person or person with HIV should have that right to disclose their status or their sexuality in any manner they like. And I really support that. Well, so we try to have some events where it's really private and exclusive, and guys who are really uncomfortable about being open about their status can be comfortable and confidential, while also having more open events for guys who are more open about it, or looking to expand their horizons and push their boundaries.
Yeah, I think everybody has different types of storage space and different types of closets, no matter your orientation or status.
That's right.
Yeah, there are certain things that you don't want to share with just everybody, and whether that's again, orientation or status, or the fact that you paint your toenails. You don't want everybody to know.
None of our events are open-shoed. We don't allow people to wear thongs at our events because we don't want to see their toes. We want everyone to have privacy about their condition of their toenails, because my feet are jacked up. I've been doing the AIDS marathon and my feet are completely jacked up. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we kind of got off the path there, but you know what I meant.
I got it.
You know what I meant. And I hope you know what I meant. Well, in the last few minutes of the show, where do you want to see the organization 5 years from now? You said you're at the 5-year anniversary point right now. 5 years from now, what do you want Sin to be?
Well, I'd really like us to be a common place, or a common venue for HIV positive gay men around the world. I'd love for them to be able to go to it, whatever city they're in, and be able to connect with other positive gay men. I'd like for them to be able to have that social experience in any city that they go to, and find that support in any city that they move to, or they have an interest in, or gain information and experience from other men, HIV positive gay men in other cities. So that's really our goal, while still being something that's effective in each city. So we're not just trying to grow around the world, but we're really trying to make a difference in every city that we help a chapter start in, and share our information on our main website and through our main organization with all of our members, and with all people who are HIV positive, all gay men. Really be open and collaborative, and just keep doing what we're doing, and making sure that we stay on focus and stay on mission.
So, and even the website is evolving with the group also, from what you were telling me. So the strengthinnumbers.org website is now just the central website, and you're going to be expanding outward.
That's right. We're going to be adding unique websites for Italy, in the beginning, major cities. So LA and New York will get their own websites. Along with the Yahoo groups that we use for our messaging. And we may transition to our own website in the future. This has been in the plans for several years now. But I like to let things happen organically and not try to force things and let the members really drive what we do. And I think that's why we've been so successful.
Right. Well, I mean, with if you were to move the message boards for just New York and LA, that's 1,600 people that you need to move to a new
That's
board.
right. And I don't like to make changes that quickly. I like to take our time and know that we're in this for the long haul. As long as, unfortunately, there's HIV and AIDS, which I'm hoping in 5 years we don't have to do this. I'm hoping all this work that I put together is meaningless because we've got a cure. I really do. I mean, and if that's the case and we can keep helping gay men find social support from each other, then we'll do that. But you know, I don't know if there will be a cure in 5 years. I hope there will be. Until then, I know we've got a lot of guys that we can help who are living with HIV.
Okay, and just well, some of the groups that, I mean, this is going to be posted online as well as available through your local television station. What cities are there chapters in? Some of the there have been some new cities added since.
That's right. Well, Rio is our one of our newest chapters. That's very exciting. Okay. And I hope to plan a trip to Brazil in next year. Okay. In their spring or winter. Our spring or winter, and they started up. Twin Cities is new. Some of our original chapters are Phoenix, Dallas, New York, Philadelphia is a big chapter, as you know. New Jersey just started up, you know, and they are tough. They're going to keep me on my toes because they will bury me if I don't deliver for the New Jersey boys. I know you. You will come looking for me. So I know I've got to keep doing the work because we got New Jersey on board. And maybe expand more internationally into Europe, to Paris, Germany, Poland. We've got a guy going to Poland, and he may be exploring how to help guys in Eastern Europe. I mean, the main goal is just to help positive guys, not really whether it's strength in numbers spreads anywhere. It's really just, you know, what can we do for other positive guys around the world? And that's our main focus.
Yeah, positive guys helping positive guys.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
So, strengthinnumbers.org, Bryan with a Y at strengthinnumbers.org.
That's right.
And as soon as I get around to updating the www.talkingabout.info website, we're going to have more updates and links to different shows. We're also on MySpace now, myspace.com/talkingabout, which is what you're watching. And I thank you, Bryan, for joining me once again and inviting me to your great city.
Thank you. Thank you. It's I would love to have you back and do more interviews in warm weather. Okay. When we were in Bryant Park, it was freezing cold.
Yes.
Too cold. This is why I live here. There's beautiful days like this.
Beautiful day, palm trees, sun is shining, and we're out of time. I thank you so very much for joining us. I will see you next time.
Thank you.